What a game we have for you today. My name is Makura45 and welcome to the Hawks Pro Tournament brought to you by JohnnyBet.com. These are two FIFA professional titans clashing in round 4 here between KevinAssia and Brian Empa. There are so many honours between these two players. This is one of, if not the highlight fixture of this Group A. In the context of this group, however, Brian Empa is flying high after two strong performances and wins against Gertrude and Svennis 13. KevinAssia, on the other hand, has gotten off to a turbulent start with a bye, a delayed game, and a narrow loss to Svennis 13. So now, starting lineups for both these two sides. Brian Empa is wearing the white, and I believe he is taking the goal to your left. Yes, he is. He's playing a 4-2-1-3 with Chesney in goal. Alexandro, Manolis, Ogbonna, Abate, 9, Goldlin, Marquisio, and Dybala. It's a very Serie A heavy defense in midfield with a Serie A goalkeeper. And up top he's got Ronaldo, Gomez, and Messi. I'm not sure how much longer Gomez will stay on the field for, however. But yes, he's one of the only players, Brian Empa, this tournament who is playing a lot of Serie A players. KevinAssia, on the other hand, who's in the black, he's playing a 4-3-2-1 formation with Farman in goal, Alaba, Boateng, Ramos, and Di Marcos, Renato Sanchez, Modric, Casemiro, Ronaldo, Suarez, and Bale. So it's a bit of a La Liga, Bundesliga hybrid you've got going on here. And as you see already, KevinAssia is threatening early. He's pressing high up, trying to prevent Brian Empa to play it out from the back, which is very much his forte. I think that's why you've got to try to stop him. Put him under some pressure with the players already in position. If you rush half your team into the pass, however, he will cut you open with his passing. But if you can break up the play, maybe even foul him a couple of times while he tries to bring it, play it out from the back, you could interrupt his flow of passing. It's been so successful for him. Now, this is the third game I've seen Brian Empa play. He's got a lot of Serie A players on display. It's quite different from the usual La Liga heavy teams that we've already seen in this tournament. The 4-2-1-3 formation he plays is also slightly different to what we normally used to seeing. But it really helps him snuff out a lot of attacking threats and also create lots of triangles to be able to pull off slick one-touch passes, which is his trademark. It's what's helped him achieved so much. It's been a pleasure to watch him play thus far, and he's probably my pick to finish at the top of the group going into this game, assuming he's able to get all 3 points. We'll probably guarantee it. Now, going over the players, just in case you have not heard me introduce these players before, we have Brian Empa. He's a Dutch player. He came in as a reserve. He wasn't supposed to be playing in this tournament, but he's filled in for a Finnish player who couldn't attend due to technical issues. Empa is a free agent, but he's getting known out there. He's a lot of clubs will be chasing his name. He's gotten 40-0. He's won the Gfinity Cup. He's an absolute asset to whoever's able to steal him. He's pretty much like Chance the Rapper of professional FIFA. He's not signed to any record, but how talented is he? KevinAssia, on the other hand, is a well-cultured FIFA player. He's the grand finalist in the FIFA Interactive World Cup, New York, the grand finalist. I saw he got to meet Frank Lampard there, which is a nice little tidbit. His most recent tournament, he finished 9th at the Foothead Tournament, but he's a 2-times official German champion, and he's representing today Team Expert. So KevinAssia's on the ball down the right. What can he do with it here? We're heading up towards the 20th minute, and there's been no real clear-cut chances from either side. Normally we've seen early goals within the first half hour in this tournament so far. So I wonder if this trend will keep on going. In fact, there's a good opportunity to do so here. It's the 21st minute. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo running down the right. What can he make of this? He's trying to beat his man. He's playing around with the ball. It's a jinky run. Abate's come up the field, and now he might be caught out of position here. Abate's all the way up the field. He just needs to get that pass away slightly earlier. It's a great through ball. Luis Suarez is in behind. Can he have one more follow-up pass? And that was well read. It was a well-read player. I think that's Alexandro who made that challenge here. It was a really good opportunity there, but it was cut out way too early. David Alaba goes for the low cross, and I'm not sure if the attacker knew much about that, and it goes out for a goal kick. So now it looks like KevinAssia is really threatening and taking the game to Brian Empa. It's one of the first times I've seen Brian Empa look slightly nervous passing around the ball down the back, but yet still that's a great switch of play here. And we see Alexandro on the ball. Alexandro gets to Dybala. It's a great cutting pass through the midfield. Now Dybala's in between the midfield and the defense. Marquisio gets a good pass to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo gets to the Messi. Messi's in behind. Messi finishes it. There's no offside there. Lionel Messi with a superb run, and it's 1-0. He's made the most of the possession he's had early on, and it's Messi with the goal. The assist from Ronaldo. The passing game has finally broken down Assia's defense, and the continued trend of goals within the first 30 minutes of games has come. And there was a great chance for an equaliser there, right from the goal, but KevinAssia was unable to get a proper shot away, and the keeper's able to snuff out that chance. Can anyone stop Brian Empa's passing plays? He comes down the right once again. He's on fire in this tournament. There's ominous signs for all other competitors. And now we see Ronaldo on the ball, gets inside to Messi. I think he gets back to Ronaldo. Messi gets the shot away, does he? Oh, it's snuffed out by the goalkeeper just in time. Now he's got KevinAssia on the ropes here. He's all over them now. Here's a good chance for Ronaldo. He gets past the centre back who's back. He goes for the long shot. It's a great save from Neuer. What a game it's been so far. I believe that's Farman actually. The cross coming into the box. The clearing hit is made. Oh, it's a heavy touch from Marquisio. And the goalkeeper takes a bit of a run from it outside the box. It was a bit of a risky play there. And it's almost paid off for KevinAssia there. But KevinAssia is absolutely on the rope so far in this game. He is getting the kitchen sink thrown at him in this game. And back to sustained possession here. It must be frustrating for KevinAssia here. How do you defend against someone who's passing so well? It feels like it's only a matter of time before he scores. And, Messi gives away a bit of a free kick there. So I wonder what will become of this. It's a bit of a time to take a breather. Not that he wants to take a breather. He plays it short, which I'm a bit surprised at. DeMarcus tries to get inside. Oh, that's a strong challenge. Advantage. In fact, there is no advantage. Referee goes back to the play. That probably the referee's thinking about what colour the card is, but I'm pretty sure it will be a yellow card. Yes, it is. It is a yellow card there for Marquisio. It's a little bit frustrating to have a centre midfielder yellow carded, but the nature of this tournament has been very clean. There's been barely any fouls. So I would be very, very surprised to see a red card in a game this tournament, or even particularly in this game. I'm not sure how long Marquisio will stay on the field to either, because he's probably someone a more defensive-minded player. But now we've got the ball down the right. The cross comes in. The shot. Oh, we just can't get the shot away. That was a really good opportunity. There was a chance in behind the defense. Ronaldo goes for the long shot. It's gone over the bar. Those were two quick-fire opportunities for KevinAssia to get his way back into the game. But it looks like they're going into half-time with Brian Empa going in with a 1-0 lead. And it's been a relatively dominant performance from Brian Empa with glimpses of promises from the German KevinAssia. So 3 added minutes of extra time. Sorry, added time, should I say. And I don't think either player are going to go for a dramatic winner. I think they're both going to settle for the 1-0 going into halftime. It's pretty much just waiting on the referee to blow his whistle, and he does do that. So now looking at the halftime stats, wow. It looks rather lopsided in terms of possession. 63% of the ball has been at Brian's feet. However, he's only managed to have 2 shots on target. It seems like he's respecting KevinAssia a bit here. He looks a bit wary of his opponent. KevinAssia is really struggling to make passes stick. He's only got 76% passing accuracy, which isn't too flashy on the competitive FIFA scene. But it looks like it might be the 3rd game in a row, Brian on the other hand, with another 90+% passing accuracy game, which is absolutely insane, if I may say so. It's crazy. And now there's been a couple of substitutes at half-time, I believe. Yes, it looks like Kante has come on for Marquisio, who picked up a yellow card earlier, and that's for Brian. Kevin has brought on Mertens on for Casemiro to try and get a foothold back into the game. The passing game is dominant once again from Brian. He's got a promising ball into the centre, but there's no one there. If there was a man there sitting on the edge of the box, he could have got away with a long shot here. It's a promising through ball there that was just cut out of the nick of time. That could have been a good chance there. 40 minutes of the game to go. Is there any way back? KevinAssia has had glimpses of promise in the first half, especially near the end of the first half, but he hasn't really looked like scoring yet. I wonder if he can make any chances with the very limited position he's had. I think the best thing he needs to do is get hold of the ball and try pass it around a bit before trying to create a killer chance, and just try hope Brian Empa loses a bit of concentration here. Modric gets over to Mertens to substitute. Mertens is beat as fullback. Can Mertens get the ball inside the box? He takes it to the line. He gets to Ronaldo. Ronaldo with the finish, and that is a great goal. It's all level. One of the first clear-cut chances for Kevin has been converted. A low cross to Cristiano Ronaldo, who buries it into the side netting. It's the trademark Cristiano Ronaldo celebration we've seen how many times this tournament. It brings KevinAssia back into the game. Substitution bringing Mertens on has paid off nearly instantaneously. things are looking interesting now. It is all square. So, Brian Empa will be kicking himself because he's had the lion's share of possession, but he's only got one goal and he hasn't created many chances himself. It's been a very low chance game. These two games we've experienced in Group A in this round 4 has been like Jekyll and Hyde. The first game of round 4 we've had a 6-goal classic between Gertzery and Sven is 13. We had both teams through the kitchen sink at each other. Whenever they had the opportunity to do so, it was a very attacking game. Whereas this game looks like it involves a lot more patient, involving technical passing, zipping the ball around the midfield rather than bombing forward. I've no clue who's going to win this one now. Now that the equaliser has been scored, it's a promising through ball. Just can't get in there in time. Looks like he got slightly out-muscled. But yeah, it looks like Brian Empa is enjoying having a lot of possession, and KevinAssia is sort of letting him. The first 10-15 minutes, he sort of got in his face a little bit. Kevin sort of got in Brian's face a little bit, trying to get disrupt the play as much as possible. Now it looks like he's sitting back and letting him playing around and just trying to score off every little scrap of the ball he has, which is quite an interesting style of play. It reminds me a bit of Atletico Madrid in real life, who just recently got quite a good result against Leicester going into the semi-finals of the Champions League. N'Golo Kante is on, and he's very involved already, as is Kante in real life and in the game. It's a good through ball there to Mertens, but he's just shoved off the ball by Alexandro. Mertens was so close to being in behind there, but it was well defended. Is there a way back into the... Is there a goal that will break the deadlock in this game, give either team the win? I think whoever scores the next goal is going to win. Just a reminder, a draw will not be a sufficient result at the end of this game. There must be a winner by either extra time or penalties. And we have not had to go on to extra time or penalties in any games I've commentated thus far, 4 rounds deep. I think around now will be a great time to thank our sponsors once again. JohnnyBet.com for making this event possible. I'm starting to sound a bit like a broken record, but Brian knows his players and their movement just so well. It makes him just play look so fluid, and I can't say it enough. This is FIFA how it should be played, in my opinion. Just the passing game. I know a lot of players like their pacey players and skillers and all that. I know a lot of players didn't like when all the game was about crossing and heading. I know a lot of players who didn't like when the game was just about Dumbiers and your Alexander Isvines and all them pacey players and skillful players. I'm not much of a skiller myself. I like to pass it around. Definitely not as good as Brian Empa at passing around. I probably don't have anywhere near a 90% passing accuracy average. But truly, I think that's how football's played, and therefore that's how FIFA played. Just slick passing, especially at the top level. And so that's why I'm pleased to see it, and that's why I like to compliment it. It's the 77th minute here. KevinAssia whips in the cross. It's pretty close. The clearance is made. Oh, they've reset the play here. What can they do with it? It's a bit of pressure KevinAssia is applying. N'Golo Kante. Oh, he's given away a bad ball there. It's a good pass. It's a cut-in. Can they get the shot away? Can they get the ball inside? It's a square. It's the goalkeeper was beat from that shot, and it left... Who was that in the box? Completely open to go for the shot. Yeah, the keeper beat, but heroics from the defender was able to clear it. If the defender was not going in, it was undoubtedly going... if the defender wasn't there, it was undoubtedly going into the back of the net. It was so close, and looks like it's going to be a substitution here. It'll be interesting to see who comes on. Both teams are making changes to their shape, I imagine. A change of team tactics and all that, that is not my native language. I'm not quite familiar with what they're changing, but I'm sure they know what they're doing a lot more than I am. It looks like partially maybe Fernando Torres is coming on. Nope, not time for that. Apparently not. But let's see if there's been any substitutions. It looks like there has been. Martial has come on for Suarez. Interesting change here. The corner gets whipped in. It's fallen on Ronaldo's head and he's finished it. Cristiano Ronaldo scores from a corner. He scored from a corner off his head in the other fixture of this round, and it's happened again here. Cristiano Ronaldo is a pinpoint corner met by a powerful header as the keeper was beat. It looked like the keeper was stuck in the mud there, and it looked like it might be Empa Brian's first defeat of the tournament, unless he can get himself back in the game very, very late on here. Now, Martial's on the ball. Can he use his free legs to create a good chance? He cuts back inside rather than hitting the line. He's holding the ball well, so he's using his free legs to get the ball more centre. And he gets it to the other substitute, who is Mertens, who was instrumental in setting up the first goal. And it's blocked and goes out for a throw-in. The game is paused now, and I think there might be a substitution here. Yes, it looks like he's going to be bringing on Fernando Torres, and he's going to a... it looks like he's going to go with the 3 at the back formation. And yeah, I think the most logical move, put on either Cuadrado. He's got David Luiz there, could also bring on, but I think it might be either Torres or Cuadrado he'll bring on. In fact, it's Torres he brings on, and I didn't see who's that coming off, but it looks like he's playing Messi as a cam. He's playing Hazard on the right, Dybala on the left. This is Brian Empa's changes, by the way. So Torres and Ronaldo will be up top. Messi will be as the centre attacking midfielder. Hazard and Dybala will be more of the wide playmakers. He's got Alexandro in the midfield, who is quite creative, and Kante too to sort of be running around. Still a very solid lineup. They paused it again. I don't think he's quite finished with what he wanted to do. In fact, he didn't even save his changes, so he's got to do it all again. It must be a little bit frustrating. Although it gives him a bit of time to get a breather and try to get himself back in the game. It's the 84th minute. He's got 5 minutes of time. You can expect Brian Empa to dominate the position in the last 5 minutes of the game and most probably come out with a good chance before full time. Can he do it? We'll find out. And so, yeah, he's during the change, he's got 10 seconds left. This time, he'll be more wary of how much time he has left, and surely he'll get it done in time. In fact, it looks like he left 9 golden on. He's subbed on 9 golden, perhaps? And instead of bringing him off, now, what can he do with the ball? This will be quite the goal if he scores it for me. It started deep into his own half and he's passing the ball around. It will be a trademark Brian Empa goal if he's able to score from this, should I say. It's so hard to get the ball off him. And the pass, in fact, is intercepted there, just as I say that. And you've got David Alaba on the ball. He's waiting for a good run. It's a beautiful run for Martial, the substitute. Can Martial finish the game? Martial does indeed finish the game. The game is over. KevinAssia steals all 3 points out of nowhere. Alaba slips it through to the substitute Martial, and it's 3-1. It's a tactical stroke of genius from KevinAssia, who is guaranteed the victory now. Oh my days. There's no way back in the game for Brian Empa. What a strange group it's been thus far. It started off with Brian Empa beating Sven is 13, 3-1. Then Sven is 13, beat KevinAssia 1-0. And now KevinAssia is beating Brian Empa 3-1. It's a perfect triangle. And there's only 3 minutes without a time. I don't think there's any changes to the game here. So all eyes are going to be on tomorrow. Kevin has won this game. I'm looking at the full-time stats here. Before the full-time stats come up, Kevin has won this game with only 38% possession. Despite this, he had double the shots Brian Empa had. Perhaps Empa was guilty of showing his German opponent a bit too much respect. Perhaps he was too cautious and thus it came back to bite him here. Empa will be guaranteed 9 points at the end of today with an important game of Lucasenio. He will still have a good chance of finishing in the top 2 of this group. KevinAssia goes on to a vital game against Gertrude next round tonight to keep his hopes alive. The final score now tonight is KevinAssia 3, Brian Empa 1. Watch this space.